Okay, hello everyone. I am Semperverus here, going to show you how to do a Super Adventure Box speedrun, if you will, in Guild Wars 2. Basically, I've been doing this for a little while now, kind of a whore for the collectible items that you can get outside of the Super Adventure Box. But here we have it. I'll try and keep the talking minimal, unless someone in the channel has a question. For those of you watching on YouTube, I am streaming this live via Twitch and then re-uploading.
Excelsior.
So here we have in Rada Sum, or however you pronounce it,
How are your endeavors,
up in this section here, for those who don't know, the Super Adventure Box. It's this big, well, box run by a guy named Moto, sort of a reference to Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who invented my childhood. I've already done this once before. I accidentally messed up my streaming software, so I didn't actually record it. So I'm going to do this again on another character, since I'm planning on redoing it anyway. You can do this once a day with every character to get 6, or if you choose to go for the optional 7th, which is very difficult and not really worth the time. You can get 7 of the Bauble Bubbles, which are the currency that you use outside of the game to get special rewards. Inside the game, the currency is baubles, and a Bauble Bubble is essentially a compressed set of baubles. You can actually buy a single Bauble Bubble for 250 baubles, which is also, incidentally, the max number of baubles that you can carry in the game. Now down here you'll see you've got your hearts, you've got lives, baubles, and then your standard Guild Wars interface, but instead with a bunch of 8-bit locks on them instead, or 16-bit, I forget what this is in, I believe 16. So you get like an Animal Crossing / Legend of Zelda setup here, where you pick the stages. That house is the bonus, this house is the standard. One moment. And here we go. So you pick the first zone out of the 3 if you've unlocked them all, and everyone votes, and eventually the timer goes down, and whichever level got the most picks obviously gets selected. And we start off with this dorky little video of the princess, who is clearly not Moto, getting kidnapped by Lord Vanquish, who happens to have a Twitter, actually. Lightning boomerang, fly away. Moto pops up for some reason. At least his Super Nintendo rendition, which for some reason he doesn't look very Asuran. Oh well. Really looks like a highly-end version of Shigeru Miyamoto. And off we go to the first level. Alright, so starting off, you get this basic area here. And I'll be sure to point out a couple of secrets too. In this game, there's several items that you can buy. You start off with just the pointy stick. You can buy slingshot, whip, which are these 2 missing ones here, a bomb, and you can also get a light and a shovel. I would say in order, the most important to least important would be shovel, bomb, light, slingshot, whip. None of them are necessary to complete this game, but if you'd like to more rapidly collect baubles, the 3 that the 2 here are the best for that. You'll see shops. Bombs are actually for blowing up walls like this. Inside there are 25 baubles. I'm not going to bother. So you run through here, jump, jump. This part's really tricky, so if you're just learning it for the first time, practice and get your footing. There's another secret. Oh, watch out for the monkey. Once you hit the checkpoint, if as you saw in the first one, it launches you up in the air. So if you make sure that you're traveling in this direction, or left if you will, when it launches you, you'll actually get up there, you can hop across, and up there is another bomb wall for another secret. I forget what exactly is inside, but if you'd like it, there's one in there. Another good way to get more baubles. Oh yeah, I should mention, each bomb costs 1 bauble to throw, but it's generally worth it in return. Okay, so here we come upon a spot where there's 2 paths you can take to get to the same thing. The long path, which is up here, and then the short path, which I'm going to attempt to take, which is to just jump straight onto that ledge from here. And I failed. So, start back over, and we'll take the long path. I tend to do better on my other characters just because the certain animations tend to throw me off. I normally play as a Sylvari. So, hop up on this bush, go through here, hop across, come here, and Shazam. 5 baubles for me. There's invincibility in those barrels, but I don't need them. Maybe. Maybe I do. Oh yeah, each of these potions cost 5 baubles and restore a heart of health. So, stocking up on baubles, especially for the end zone in 3, tends to be helpful. Or, sorry, end part of zone 3. For those of you who can hear it, I apologize for the clicking sounds of my equipment. I don't have the best audio setup at the moment. Alright, so here is the first boss, and incidentally also the second boss later on. It's the same boss twice. So what pardon that. What I like to do is I like to control right-click the stick to set it up for auto attack. And this guy's going to try and shoot lasers at you and knock you off the thing. So what I do, I also target the head, which is instantly named Cage. Mortal Kombat reference, I guess. And then you just start auto-attacking, and he'll laugh at you, and you run around in a circle so that his laser won't hit you. You don't have to do this, you can dodge if you'd like, but it's a lot easier to just keep rotating the camera and run around in a circle. Whatever. Oh, speaking of dodging, in this, since it's a jump puzzle like any other jump puzzle, I would highly, highly recommend going into your settings and disabling the double tap to evade option. It should be on the first page, I believe, in the settings. I have had a countless number of times where I have rolled off of a spot that I'm trying to just slightly readjust myself on to get a better jumping angle or position, and it has basically murdered me countless times. And there you have it. He's defeated, jump in, press F to open his chest, you get 2 bauble bubbles. And success. And you wait for the allotted time in the upper right corner. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's not. Not entirely sure what determines the length of time that you get, but it seems to be variant. Possibly the location of all your fellow players. Whatever. Okay, second zone here. Here's a shopkeep. He has one of the items that I've bought already missing, and you can get the whip and some potions. I'm not going to bother with the whip, but I am going to show you actually 2 secret spots, one of which I'm not going to actually go into. The other is a rapid thing, so whatever, we'll do that. So first spot here, if you have the shovel, use it on this rock. Dug up a bunny with it, but you get 2 baubles. Oh yeah, if you dig up bunnies with that, they will be very aggressive. So you switch to the bomb, stand in the water, and throw it over the ledge, and there will be a hole there. Drop down, and I think you get like 5 or 10 baubles in that hole, and there's a spring mushroom. Okay, now I apologize for this part. I tend to get very easily lost in this spot, but the strategy is to go straight back and then hook a right at some point, and you'll meet the checkpoint. And never mind, I didn't get lost. There we go. My navigation skills are very terrible. Okay, so this next part, we're going to skip a lot of this level. There's a thing called the shortcut worm, which I will be showing you after this next checkpoint, I believe. Alright, checkpoint number 2. And as you naturally play, you'll also get a pretty decent amount of baubles. Not too much, but enough to get some items so that later on you can buy more. And again, if you get all the items and get to the point where you don't really spend a whole lot of baubles, save them up to the maximum amount, oh, sorry about that, to get the bauble bubble. I should actually explain this next part. So once you're up here, normally you would go into that tree and up, but there's an alternate path here. The trick is to kind of hug up against the log, jump out as far as you can while hugging left to get up onto the angular part. You can't go around the other way, unfortunately, because it's sort of blocked off by a bunch of branches. So I'm going to do that. And you don't usually press left until you're just about out onto the ledge, so otherwise I think the friction will slow you down and make you fall and die. So here's the shortcut worm. He says, "I am shortcut worm. You can pass through me to a new location." Whatever. Takes forever to stop talking, then he opens his mouth, you go inside. There's actually a little bit of a bug in here I want to see if I can't trigger. If you go forward before springing up straight into the tube, you fall straight down and stay on your face. Incidentally, you can also hit this bug in the main game and continue attacking. I normally play an elementalist, so casting while I'm basically laying down like a cripple is pretty entertaining. So when you fall down in the beginning there, if you bounce on the first part of the tube before moving forward, your character will stand upright. But for some reason, if you continue, then obviously you saw what happened. Okay, so this part is pretty simple. Jump across. It takes a little bit of practice at first, but, you know. Also, you want to avoid the green water. It will cause damage over time. However, if you keep hopping in it fast enough, sort of like abusing Yoshi's flutter jump in Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, you can basically avoid it or keep going. Alright, so exactly like the first boss, except this time what you're standing on is a lot more difficult to navigate on with the lumps and stuff. You'll want to go over here and smack this thing twice. What it does is it drops that seed and it makes another mushroom at the ground. This time it's quite a bit shorter. It seems my auto attack is off for this one, so I'm going to have to try and set that up while on the run. The camera in this game is no help. It likes to jump in and out quite a bit. The other thing is I've switched characters since doing this once, so the camera seems to be locked for some reason. I can't zoom in anymore. Or something. I don't know what causes that. Oh yeah, I should mention that shortcut mushroom down there, a lot shorter. You can jump on it from within the water, whereas the first one that I jumped on is a lot taller. So it pays to set that up. You can also get to it through that log over there. Instead of waiting around, we're trying to do the other one path. Alright, here we go. Rainbow out of those clouds. If you've played the infantile mode and saw the clouds up close, you'll know that when you hit them, they actually crap out their rainbow. And I got my second set of bubble bubbles. Oh yeah, these chests also have a 1 in 50 chance of dropping one of the Super Adventure weapon skins. I got a super great sword off of it, and I actually promptly sold it for 15 gold. Since then, it's gone up in the Lockline market, so I imagine it's 20 or 25 now. In fact, actually, while we're waiting to go to the next level, can never find the right tab. Super great sword skin. see what they're selling for. Oh my goodness, that was a terrible investment on my part. Oh well, I got some skins out of it that I wanted. I'm happy. Also, while we're waiting, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a moment to communicate. Okay. Steam. How I love you. Oh! Don't want that. Alright. I apologize for the wait. Readjusting a few things. Okay, now I'm happy. Alright, this is Zone 3. This is where the torch, or I'm going to call it the torch, it's the light. It comes in handy. He sells it over here for 150 baubles. It's not a necessary item, but it makes a few spots a little less annoying. Also, potions. I'm going to stock up on some of these, just because they're in general handy for when you screw up, and they're also very, very handy for the boss of this level. All that annoying fanfare. Okay, so what, as you can see, these plants here, if you touch them, or don't touch them, as it seems here, they will stun you. You have to swing your stick a couple times to get out of it, but if you come up to it and swing your torch, it will actually burn them all away, and you can pass over safely. Like I said, not a necessary item, you can hop most of it, but it helps for when you want to just keep trucking. Yes, these are the Venus flytraps. If you stand in the center there, on that thing, it will close and take a heart of life from you away. So avoid the centers as much as possible, and they like to make a couple jump puzzles out of it. As you can see here. Of course I was doing that just to show you. Well, not really, I actually screwed up, but whatever. Another secret dig spot is actually across these up here, and on this cliff up here, like right in that spot where it goes. I'm not going to waste my time with it, mostly because it's kind of an annoyingly long jump puzzle for what you get. I'm doing a speed run. However, if you're playing a little bit more slowly or with friends and you want to stock up on baubles, then by all means go for it. So here is an unavoidable patch of these guys. I like to burn them just for vengeance, but you can never avoid getting stunned at least once. Unless somebody else knows a trick, which would be much appreciated if you can show me how to do that, or tell me in the comments or whatever. Okay, so as you can see, you just jump across that log, hop up here, and then what you want to do is, at this first part there, hop across, and burn that monkey! Oh, did not see that one. Okay, so you get that. Okay, pardon me, I did not mean to mess up like that. So you hop across, then you go right, hook around, and then you're up and to the next checkpoint. Alright, so this part, ignore the monkey. What you want to do is get down across to where you see these here, or actually you can hop up and around there. I'm going to take this route. It's a little bit faster, I think. You'll want to hop around. Okay, so now we're up. And then you'll want to get across to that upper checkpoint. There's actually two, if you see. The upper one is plays on the same concept as the old Sonic the Hedgehog level design, where the upper paths are the fastest. You want to watch out for these monkeys. They have really weird collision detection, so you might get hit even if you didn't get hit, if you will. Okay, so for this part, these leaves actually decay and fall apart, so you'll want to go fast. And I messed up. Oh well, I was gonna hop off pretty soon anyway, but we'll just keep going. It appears there's another path up there, but oops, fell into the acid. Okay, so someone could probably do that better than me, but it's pretty straightforward, so I'm not really going to mess around with it. So this part, you jump, you want to swing and try and hit the alligator before you get on that last lily pad, but it doesn't always work. So do what you can. And then here, you're just going to be hopping around underwater, or not underwater, underground for a little bit. Or, oh, hello, another secret. That's something I didn't see before. Oh, interesting. I'll have to explore that later. Just hop and hop and hop. It's pretty straightforward, just watch your footing. Yes. Let's see if the... Oh, looks like it actually does make you invincible to the water. Alright. Cheese. Food for me. Okay. This part's really easy to not lose your footing on if you're fairly decent at jump puzzles. It helps to have had some practice ahead of time, and make sure that your frame rate is somewhat high. Low frame rate will absolutely destroy your ability to place jumps, which is actually kind of confusing, but I guess makes sense. Also, if you have done the clock tower puzzle, it's going to be a lot easier. So here's a shot, the final shot before the final boss, I guess, if you will. So it's potions, a slingshot, continues, and I forget what else I bought from here. Oh no, these are all the items. Okay, so you can stock up on potions if you want, which you're going to want to do. I have 9, so I'm not going to worry about it. Also, having a decent amount of continues helps. He's not all that hard once you learn his patterns, but this next boss is kind of annoying, and you tend to take damage even when you're doing the best you possibly can, just from that water alone. So jump down, try and land on the rock if you can. He comes up. That is King Toad. He says, "I am King Toad, now you will croak." Some funny humor. So I'll explain each of the patterns. You're going to want to hit his necklace. He stomps and does the shockwaves like that, each foot, and then he looks around like this, and when he looks around, he'll open his mouth. You want to throw that gem that you just picked up and hit him in the face. Once he's done licking the air, he'll do what you just saw, fall over, and be viable for damage. If you time it right, you only have to do this 3 times. So, but I did it wrong, so it's 4. Now, for his splash attacks, Magikarp, use splash attack. Jump out to these rocks. None of them will hit him. And then just throw when he starts looking around. And that one actually fell short. So what you want to do is run under his chin, safe spot, since his tongue does not have any collisions there. Let's try this again. Grab it, run. Sometimes throwing misses, especially if you're not angled properly. The more facing towards him you are, the higher chance it'll actually land in his mouth. And he starts looking, and you throw, and okay. Odd. I'm guessing, oh, looks like I needed to heal. Okay, whatever. Next, continue. Get down there. Probably not the best idea to jump down when he's doing shockwaves and stuff, but... Oh yeah, that second health bar there, that is just his necklace. It has nothing to do with his actual health. And there we have it, a successful landing. Jump over, hit him, and I'm going to set up my auto attack again real quick. A little bit risky, but there we have it. Back to get the gem. Shard, jewel shard. I'm gonna die again. So let's use some potions while we're waiting for him to stop being an idiot. Toss the gem. I fall short again. Maybe that has something to do with my short stature. Haha, that's throwing jokes. Oh no. And again, having jump puzzle experience is also helpful here. somehow I landed that in. Interesting. Just about there. One last hit, right at the end. And that was just from poor timing. Normally you can get him in just 3. This is assuming you're soloing this. Doing it with a group, his health actually increases. That or your weapon damage decreases, I'm not entirely sure. Either way. Oh, messed that one up. Paying attention helps, kids. As you can see, standing right under his chin, I took no damage. But I did take damage from that. Oh yes, when he starts squatting... Oh. Okay, next continue. This goes by a lot easier if you're actually paying attention to the game and not doing a video on it. I just noticed I tend to favor this back left rock for some reason. Odd. I'll have to figure that out later. And there he goes. Okay, so maybe waiting a little bit before he actually starts looking around helps. And there he goes. He's defeated, sinks down into the swamp. And his crown returns to its original location. And as you saw there for about a half a second, there was a heart piece that showed up. That's where you get the first, and so far only heart piece until ArenaNet decides to release more content. But you open your chest, 2 bubble bubbles come out. About a minute later, you'll go to a bonus level where you smash the card up, and then to the next level after that, which isn't a necessary level. It's just a giant jump puzzle with 1 bobble bubble at the end of it. Not really worth the investment, but it can be fun if you're doing it for your first time. So it's worth a go at least once if you don't get too frustrated. Anyway, thank you for your time, and